Hey, I'm Michael Broderick. I'm an actor and I'm an Autism Dad. I actually felt relieved. My wife and I knew something was different about our son. And, of all the possibilities, you think awful things and you realize it's autism. You're like, okay, a lot of autistic people out there. People have, learned to live their best lives with autism. That was fine. Other people had been through it, are currently going through it. And so to know that this is something that people deal with every day. No, I mean, I think that's understandable because, sometimes you, depending on what line of work you're in or whatever, you could imagine your son or daughter following in your footsteps. And for me to learn that my son was, autistic and might not follow a traditional path, I was fine with that. Well, my wife and I have never really bought into the idea that autism is something that needs to be eliminated or fixed or cured. My son is who he is because he's autistic. The way he thinks, the way he sees the world, I wouldn't change that for anything. So figuring out a way to communicate with him was kind of the paradigm shift for us, I think. And as he became more and more communicative, that was kind of the where the lever tilted for us. And understanding or realizing that it is understanding that is going to help him the most, not trying to change the way he perceives the world or change the way he interacts with the world, but to accept the way he does and to help him navigate the world in the best way he can, be as independent as he can and as happy as he can be. And he's a happy kid, so I feel we've done all right there. But, we'll see what the future brings. New challenges and new exciting things. So we feel pretty confident about it. It's wonderful. She's my everything, So we're a great team. I think I've learned how to be more patient. I think I've definitely learned not to worry so much about what other people think. I remember in the beginning, it was a struggle going out in public sometimes. I feel like, when my son would stim or something like that, or some other kind of behavior that's, outside the norm, whatever. You feel like people are looking at you, judging you, or whatever. But I don't know. It's kind of like immersion therapy at that point. We were constantly out anyway, so I just didn't care after a while. The biggest positive about having an autistic child is the fact that it absolutely made me a better parent. I think it forces you to slow down and take your parenting in smaller, easily consumable bites. You just kind of figure out ways to work around. I'm a veteran of the Marine Corps, and they teach you how to improvise, adapt, and overcome. So anything that we dealt with that was new or would cause anxiety, typically we were able well, we were forced to find a workaround. Now, sometimes that meant avoiding certain things that you otherwise wouldn't, and that's just, that's that. Now that's life, that's your new life, and that's what you do. I mean, even with typical kids, some kids that just are afraid to go on rides, or at the amusement park, or don't like fireworks, or whatever. So it's the same stuff. I don't think that makes a difference, with typical kids or autistic kids or whatever. Surprising lesson. It's how much fun parenting can be. He's our only child, so I think I find a lot of the same pleasure, same pride, satisfaction, joy out of parenting that anyone would. Knowing that I'm walking a little bit of a different path with my son is a point for personal pride, and just constantly reminding myself to put in the work, and at every stage. I mean, I think back to when he was very small, and the distance he's come with his language, with everything, with living outside his comfort zone, just makes me proud. So. I definitely have some friends that my son has bonded with. In my case, a couple of gentlemen and who are just outstanding individuals, and these are guys that I look up to. So that when my son looks up to them as well, these are guys that do things that normal humans don't, and live outside their comfort zone. And I think my son tries to emulate that a little bit, and that's helped to mitigate some of his anxieties about these things. So I think that's helped me as well. Man's just a guy, so there's only so much we can do. So we all need help from our friends or other parents or whatever. And I'm fortunate to have some very good friends. I would say slow down, and move forward at your child's pace, and know that that's okay. You're not on anybody else's schedule. You're on your child's schedule, and that's what this is all about. So no matter what point they are in their development or skills, you just keep on and work together. That's the key. I think we've always pushed our son a little bit, just outside of his comfort level, and that's how he's continued to make progress, I think, and grow. For instance, I like to play music with my son. I play guitar, and I taught my son how to play the bass. And at first, it was, like anyone learning a musical instrument, it's just it's hard, and it's like your fingers hurt and all those things. But I think the relationship we have allowed him to persevere, because he wanted to play music with me, and he continues to do that. So it's been a lot of fun, and it's gave me a lot of joy. So the bottom line for us has been, we've learned to be advocates, we've learned to be guides for him, and to meet him halfway. And I think that that has produced the best results. It puts him at ease, and it allows him to be comfortable enough to step outside his current comfort zone at every step along the way. And that's how we've made progress. So again, I'm hopeful for the future, like any parent would be.